Hi guys, it's Janet with Fruit of the Vine Art Studio here. Thank you for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Let me just pull it up here on the computer. There we go. That way when you pop on, I'd love it if you'd say hi, tell me where you're watching from. Let me just slide that right over here and get it out of our way. Anyway, tonight, I just wanted to show you a couple of the kits we're going to do. One of the kits tonight. I got some new kits in, and I thought you might like a chance to see these kits that I've got. Showed them last night also. And you may have seen my little ad that I've got running for them. And then again, you may not have. I don't know what Facebook shows at this point, so I'm going to show you right here on this live. I've got these great little barn quilt kits. Now here, I'll show you. Here, let me get it situated here. It comes in a kit like this, in a bag. If I'm, if I'm shipping it out to you, it's going to be in a box also. But it's in a bag, and as you can see, there's quite a few different things in your bag here. But what I want to show you here, let me pick this up. What I want to show you here is this is the Easter cross. The Easter cross itself comes in a bag like this, okay, and it's a 3D Easter cross. It's already got the lines already etched into it. Can you see that? The lines are etched into it, and then it's got these additional little pieces that you paint and you glue onto it in different areas. Now, how you glue that on, it's really up to you because there's lots of different ways that you could do it. You could put them around this star area right here in the middle if you want, or you could put them like staggered chevrons going across, down and across like that. There's plenty of them in here. There's not enough to do every single one of these, but there's plenty enough for you to make a really pretty design. Like specifically, I can show you this design right here. Isn't that pretty? That's a very pretty design made with this. And very easy to do too. So what you get in this kit here, what you would get is, of course, you're going to get the cross itself. That's the cross. And then the cross has, the little bits and pieces that go along with it. Here's your little bits and pieces that would come in that bag, just like I showed you the first bag. And then it also has 3 brushes in there. You're going to get a chip brush, and that chip brush is what allows you to get this really rustic looking edge to you see how that looks around the edges there? That really rustic looking edge. That's what this brush does right there. You take it and you wipe most of the paint off in a different area or on a paper towel, and then you rub it along that outer edge. And that's what gives it that rustic look to it, that farmhouse kind of look to it. That's how you do that, is using that brush right there. And then you get a nice little flat brush in there, and you get a great little round brush in there too, so that you can do all the detail work. Paint all the little different pieces and get them all glued in. Now you're going to get 2 strips of paint that come in there, and in these 2 strips of paint, they look quite similar, I know, but they're not. This is primary paints right here. It's got all your primary colors, and you can mix these together and make just about any other color that you might want. All the secondary colors and so forth. You can make your purples and your oranges and everything else. But it also comes with this strip too. Now, I don't know that you can actually see it very well here, but these are metallic paints. That's right. These have sparkle in them. They're metallic. So you've got like a white metallic, you've got a silver, a little yellow, a red, a different color green than the green that comes in with this primary colors, and a different color blue that you're getting that's also got that sparkly metallic paint in there. So that's just to give you an idea of what you get in that kit. Now that is my Easter cross kit, and that kit is $35. If you're interested in that, just let me know, and I'll get you one of those. Now besides that kit, I've also got another kit, and we're going to paint it tonight. We're going to paint that kit. I just got it in, and that kit is called Welcome Spring. Now, also in that kit, you also get your palette and your stir sticks and your towelette and all of the other things that come in your kits. But that I just wanted to show you that. Now, tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to do, here, set up. We're going to do We're going to do the 3D window. It's called Welcome Spring, and it's really pretty. Now here I can just kind of show you what it looks like. We're going to open this up and we're going to paint it tonight. And this will give you an idea of what it can look like. Here, let me get this out of the way. What it can look like when it gets done. That's sort of what we're going to do here. We don't have the little welcome sign that's going on ours. We've just got the window with the flowers in it. So I'm using this as my reference photo. Of course, we don't need a reference photo because when it comes down to it, you do it any way that you want. Be your own great artist. Paint however you like. It's really up to you, right? So if you get the kit, you'll get all the same thing as you get in the other kit. You'll get the primary colors. You'll get the metallic colors. You're also going to get the chip brush, the flat brush, and the round brush in this kit too. This kit's also $35 if you're interested in that. But first, let's get painting on it, and you can see how cute it's going to look. Just got to get me a pair of scissors here. There we go. Get this opened. Now, when we open this up, I want you to see what's in here. Let me get the cellophane off of it there. What a cute little window this is. It's already pre-etched. Can you see the little flowers already cut out? And now you'll notice that like this one right here, it doesn't have a middle. This has a middle here. This one down here's got a middle in it. So these are the ones that are just going to get painted, the ones that already have the middle in there. But also in this kit, there's 4 additional flowers that we're going to paint. And then we're going to hot glue them on here. Now, for your kit, you can use hot glue. You can use Elmer's glue. You can use wood glue. You can use tacky glue. You can use all kind of glue, any kind of glue, whatever glue. It doesn't have to be hot glue. If you've got hot glue, you can do hot glue. That's what I'm going to do tonight because that's the quickest way for me to save time and to show you. So, I got to grab me a glue gun out real quick, too, while I'm at it. I don't think I'm going to need much hot glue because there's only 4 little flowers that have to be glued onto it, so it should be pretty quick when it comes to that point. I'm just going to set it over here to the side so that it can be ready when its time comes. There we go. We'll put it right there. Maybe I'll remember where I put it. Maybe I won't. We'll get started. I'll get painting and I'll be like all involved with what I'm doing and completely forget what in the heck. Okay, anyway, I'm going to tilt you down here and that way you can see this down on the table. And we'll zoom you in just a wee bit there so that it shows up a little better for you. There we go. Now you can see the window itself. It's a pretty little window. And I think that the first thing that we'll start off doing is we're going to go ahead and paint these little extra flowers themselves. So these 2 I'm going to make yellow with little brown middles, but you could make them any color that you want. So I'm going to start off with just some good primary yellow, give it a good shake here. And I've also got me out some pink, and I got some blue and some purple. I just thought all kinds of pretty spring colorful flowers is what's on my mind right now. Just welcoming spring and something pretty and bright. I'm done with I'm done with winter. It's time for it to get nice and warm. We get some pretty weather coming in. I noticed that the little crocus flowers are coming up. All the little daffodil heads are beginning, not the stems are starting to come up. So it's going to be really, really pretty here in a very short period of time. Now I'm going to put a couple of layers of this yellow on here, because this yellow isn't going to cover it very dark. And I want it to be, show up a little darker than that. But I'm not going to worry about it. It'll only take a couple of seconds to just put this layer on here, and it'll dry pretty quickly, I'm sure. And the second layer is going to make it pop. Now, I'm not going to get all worried about painting all the sides on all of this stuff at all. Not at all. In fact, I think I might not even attempt to paint the sides and just let it have that different look to it. You know, usually I'm like, oh, paint your sides up, paint your sides up. I'm just trying to make sure that there's not a lot of hunks of paint in those spots. Somebody must be outside. Coco's barking. Okay, and we're going to paint this one yellow too. Now I'm just using that little flat brush to do this now. And I'm getting it all over the side, aren't I? Here, we'll just take care of that. Just take you a napkin or a towel and just wipe it off. So if you're thinking about the colors that would come in the kit, you've got a nice bright yellow that you can use for these flowers. There's a pretty red that you can add a little white to and make some of the pinker colors. You can mix your red and your blue together and make a pretty purple color for purple flowers. You've got a light blue or lighter blue in there and a darker blue, so you could do varying shades of that. Quite a few different options, actually. Okay. That one looks like he's ready for a second layer already. Already ready. So we'll just go ahead and throw another layer of yellow on this one. Yep, that looks much better. Shows up much more yellow. I don't know if my finger's in your way. They might be, because I'm trying to hold the piece and turn it. And you can make your windowsill white. You can make your windowsill brown. So many different options when you think about it. It doesn't matter. You can make your windowsill aqua if you want to. You can make the windowsill any color you want. The window frame, however you want yours to look. Okay, that's pretty yellow right there, I'd say. Smooth that out just a little right there. Yeah, I think you can still see what I'm doing. It's a little far up on the camera, it looks like to me. And the yellow is not the deepest color, so it doesn't show quite as vibrantly as, say, this magenta is going to. Something along that line, you know. You can mix yourself up a bunch of different vibrant colors, actually. Get a mixing chart with it, and that way you can look at that and know what colors to mix to get all the colors that you want to paint the flowers. All right, just about to get that. We're going to paint the middle of those a different color. There we go. That looks pretty good to me. That's pretty bright yellow. Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of pink on this. Now, just to save time, I'm not mixing all the colors. I'm just using the colors that I've got here. I didn't open one of the kits up to paint with the actual colors that are in that tray. But every color that I use can easily be mixed by using the primary colors, because they're just other colors that are lighter or darker mixed a little bit. Like I said, you would just use your color wheel and your mixing chart to determine how to get to the same hues as I'm going to use. So this right here, I'm going to make this little funny pink flower right here. I'm going to make this one pink right here. Just kind of put it on there real quick, and then I'll go around and smooth it out a little better. Get a little more paint. that shaking, you guys? Okay, good. Now, I was thinking I can feel the table shaking as I'm painting. You never know. Hey, Steve, thanks for commenting for me. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Now we'll let this pink dry and see how that looks. We may end up adding another layer of that pink on there. And then I'm going to use a little bit of a darker pink. I'm going to use a magenta. No, wait a minute. For this little flower, I think I'm not. I think for that I'm going to use a blue. I'm going to use the magenta, though. For this, I'm going to use this lighter blue. A baby blue. And all you'd do for this would be just take the blue color and add some white paint to it. And you would get this little, basically it's pale blue. Pale blue is created by using blue and white and just thin it, you know. Mix it together and you'll get a pale blue. And that's what we're going to do for this little bitty flower right there. Maybe next time I really should just do it and show you guys how to mix these colors up. Because that way it'd be fun too, wouldn't it? But that would just take so much more time for me to be sitting here and mixing up colors and so forth. And not that, you know, it would be that much of an inconvenience because I'm asking you to mix the colors. But I know that you have things to do this evening besides watch me paint these flowers. So we'll just keep going here with this light blue. I'm going to pull it on around. There we go. While I'm at it, I'm going to paint this little flower right here, that blue color. Well, I got this blue on my brush. I'm going to start right here in the middle and paint him. I'm not going to worry about his center, not getting paint on the center. I'm not worried about that. I'm just trying to stay within the etched lines. And even that really doesn't matter all that much. But they're there to guide you, make it easy. There we go, just going around that curve. Using that little flat brush. Smooth that down a little bit. Okay. I'm thinking maybe I need to take this blue shirt off. It's warm up here. I haven't got my, or do I have my fan right over here? Oh, I think maybe I do. I don't know if it's plugged in though. All right, just about to get that little flower painted blue right across through there, since we've already got our little flowers that are going to get glued on. We've already got them painted. I don't know, I maybe even might put another little bit of yellow on there too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we do with that there. Here, while I got the blue on the brush, we'll go back to this little guy. And just put another quick layer on him. And then I'm going to go back and paint that little pink one again. I don't know, he's actually pretty well painted, isn't he? He doesn't really need a lot of layers to him. Although I don't know, that might just make him brighter. And I'm going to paint some magenta anyway. But while I'm waiting on that, then this one's getting a little bit quickly dry. The wood kind of takes in the paint pretty quick. Dries pretty fast, actually. Unless you put big globs on, of course. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But this is a very pretty kit. And like I said, now this comes with the 2 strips of paint. You can use the metallics if you want. Make your flowers have all kinds of extra gleam and sheen to them. You can take the primaries and mix together and make the light spring pastel looking colors. Or you could even just use the primary colors and just make pretty bright red flowers and bright blue flowers. You don't have to do pastel looking flowers at all. You can do any color flowers that you want. That's got a little ook in it. Get that off of there. Any color flowers that you want. But it comes with the 2 strips of paint. A flat brush just like the one I'm using. It's going to have a chip brush in it. We'll be showing how to use that later on after we get going. And our little round brush, which we of course will use for a couple little things here. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'm looking at those yellow flowers trying to decide if I should do another layer on them. I think they'll look all right. I think once I get it put together here, I think it's all, I don't even think I need to go over that pink. I think it's pretty bright. Pretty bright looking on there. How does that go? It goes like a puzzle. You got to turn it. No, not like that. Look at it. Maybe like that. Yeah, we'll mess with that in a minute. I'll turn it around and we'll mess with that in a minute. Right now, let's just get out some more paint and keep going. Let's just get some more paint out. Get out all the colors. Okay. I'm going to do the 2 little roses with this. With this bright pink here. I'm doing mine with just some bright colors. Okay, there's that one. And now we'll get this one over here. Funny, when I looked at these, when I ordered it, for some reason I thought it was tulips. I thought they were tulips, and then when I got it, and I thought, oh, well, because I was going to do yellows and oranges, yellows and orange tulips. And I was like, no, it's not tulips, is it? It's actually little roses. And, well, there's some little tulips down in here. And that would be pretty. Get me some orange. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we've got 2 pretty little roses in here. I don't know that those are even going to need a second layer. That looks like a pretty good coloring on those, actually. Let's rinse that off. Now let's see. And this one I think goes right here. And this one, it's going to go right there. And this one goes over here. There we go, just like a little puzzle. Very simple. Get it put together. Hey, Diane. I thought this was really cute. I thought this was really cute myself. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to get these. I'm going to get some of these. Make little window boxes to hang up. So that way, if you got a little room that doesn't have a window or something like that, this will look real cute hanging in there. Okay, so let me pull these back off. I'm not even going to paint these areas right here because why? I'm going to put glue on it. Why paint that, right? That'd just be silly. So I'm going to get some orange. Get me a little bit of orange. And that's a little pink flower right here. So we're going to take this orange and put it right there. And if it gets over this line, it's not going to really matter because that's going to be covered up too, isn't it? With that flower that I'm going to glue on there. Now the orange looks like it's going to take 2 layers at least. Sort of like the yellow. It's not a real vibrant color. It might have been better had I painted a white base on there maybe. But I like orange tulips. Orange and yellow tulips I think are so pretty. I like all tulips. What am I saying? Excuse me. Doesn't matter what color the tulips are. I like all the tulips. I got some really pretty ones here in the front yard that come up every year. That's one that's red and white. It's got like red pretty edges on it. Really pretty. And then I've got a deep purple. A really pretty purple one. Yeah, I think that's what I was going to do with this, wasn't it? I was going to make purple. Oh, well, they're orange now. I guess I'm not going to use the purple. I was going to use purple, but instead I went with orange. Purple would have been pretty in here. But that's okay. We've got some orange going. Oh, no we don't. Now we've got magenta going. I just jabbed right in there, didn't I? You know what? I'm talking. I kind of like how that looks, actually. That little bit of magenta mixed in with that orange. That could be a thing, you know. Yeah, that could be a thing. That could be a thing. That could be a mess. Okay. Now let's turn the plate around to where we're not going to stick our daggone brush right into that magenta instead of the orange. There we go. That's orange now. Who knows, the magenta could have maybe gave it a better base. It might have showed up really well with the magenta underneath that is an underlying color. That could have been very complimentary. You just never know until you start making a mess of things and then, oh wow, well that turned out pretty, huh? Yeah, be careful. Get it all over the place. Okay, just bring this right over here. I gotta do the little leaves with some green. Trying to make my brush marks all go in the same direction here. I'm getting a little bit on right there, but I'm not going to worry too much about that either because I'm pretty sure green will cover that. All right. And then we'll put a little bit more on this guy over here. And rub most of that orange off. And then maybe I'll take it and just sort of add a little bit of orange to the middle of the yellow flower. It's basically dry brush at this point. I'm just kind of dragging some of the orange that's left on this brush over this yellow. And then we're going to make this like a black-eyed Susan here. Darken it up in the middle. I'm going to use brown though, honestly, with that. But that just gives the little yellow flowers a little bit more of a dimensional look to them there. Shake that off, shake that off. Okay, now for this little flower, I'm going to paint the middle of it yellow. Will that show up right? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I might have to do a couple of layers of that on there. We'll see about that. Okay, we'll let that go for a second. While that's drying, we're going to go ahead and get us some of the green out here. And I can get the green. Guess I need to get some green. That's just a regular green. Rinse that off. Now for the blue, I wanted to do just a little bit of dimensional shading too, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Let me get just a drop of darker blue. I'm just playing around, you guys. That's what makes it fun. I'm just kind of playing around, seeing how this turns out and how that turns out. Okay. Just going to pull a little bit of this darker blue right into the middle of here. Just kind of pulling it from the middle out. And I'm going to give these black metals here, well, dark brown metals anyway. Just sort of pulling this a little bit here and there. All right. Oops. What am I knocking on? There goes my chip brush. Come back. Got so much stuff around me, I'm just knocking things all over the place. You like the orange on top of the yellow? I like that orange on top of the yellow too. I'm going to take... I'm going to rinse that darker blue off here. And I'm going to get some of that magenta. And I'm going to rub that basically off of my brush too. I'm just over here on my paper. I get a little bit of paint on it and then I just rub it off. And I think I'm going to take it and pull it down over the top of this. Need a little more. So that's adding just a little bit of magenta on the top of this. Let me put a little bit more on that one. Darken it up down here at the bottom because it's sort of further in the back. There we go. Just sort of help that pop just a little bitty bit there. Okay. So now maybe on the roses, I'm going to get into this light pink. And I'm just going to kind of pull a little light pink up around the edge. About like that. Take this and rub it off again. Let me tilt this. Kind of pull it up from the bottom. Up like that. And then sort of around in this little circular area here. I don't know if you guys can see how that did that. So there, we've got that on there now. So let's see. I did get out my green, and then I started doing a whole bunch of other things, didn't I? So for this one, how are we going to shade this one? Well, I'm going to take the magenta, rub it off, and I'm going to go in the opposite direction on this one. I'm going to pull it in. And then just bring it out a little bit. There, see what that did? Just kind of gave it a little bit of an offset. Where I bought this kit from Diverse Woodwork, or Diverse Woodworking is where I get my kits from. I get my kits through Diverse Woodworking. And if you're interested in a kit, I can sell you a kit. I've got the kits. The kits are $35. They come with the 2 strips of paint, and they come with 3 brushes and all the rest of the stuff. So if you're interested in a kit, I'm more than happy to hook you up with one. Just let me know. Okay, so I'm going to take this green now. Now that we've got all this, everything, all the flowers are painted in. I just got to do their middles, basically. So, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint this leaf in here. Yeah, I've got the kits for this. If you missed the beginning, I was talking about the kits. There's a kit for this. This is the Welcome Spring kit. And then I've also got a 3D Easter cross. So I've got 2 different kits right now, but I've still got 3 kits that I'm selling. I've also got the barn quilt, which, let me see. I got one right here. The barn quilt. I've got the barn quilt. I've got the Welcome Spring, and I've got the Easter cross, and they are all etched by Line Design. So they are the more expensive ones. You can get them without the etching on them. This is a 3D kit, so it's got an additional cost to the fact that it's got the 3D pieces that go along with it. So that's why these kits, although they're not huge, are a little bit more expensive. They are a little bit more expensive because they are the 3D cutout kits. But I think they're great. I think they're really cute kits. Hey, I missed a flower down here, didn't I? I didn't even pay attention to that one there. Here, we're going to have to paint that flower. Let's see. Whatever color should I make him? I guess I'm going to make him another tulip. Little orange tulip. There we go. So get that right over through here. I guess that would edge right there. It doesn't have a line right there, but I'm going to make the assumption. I'm going to make it a call. I'm making a call there, guys, that part's tulip and that part's leaf. You want one, Diane? You want one of these kits? I'm glad to hook you up with one. I'd be more than happy to hook you up with one. I will send you a message after I get off of here. And we can get together and I'll get you your kit. Okay, we're just going to do this real quick right here. I kind of like the cutout etch design. You can paint them pretty quickly. So we're just going to put this real quick right in here. That green color does pretty good. That's got nice coverage to it. Okay. This right here is part of the window frame, so we're not going to paint that green, just right here. All right, right in there. I'm going to turn it just a little bit here. Where I can get to this, around this flower. Ain't got to be too careful with it. I know I'm just going to be gluing something right over the top of that anyway. Right? Why get all stressed out about it? This is not about being stressed. It's fun art, not fine art. We're here to have fun. And do a little painting. Do a little painting. And as you guys know, I love to paint. I really do. You know, they talk about, do you know, is there a time that you really, something that you can do where, you know, like they call it like zone it out or whatever. It's a feeling of, this is home. This is where I belong. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. When you get painting, you can sort of like you get, I wouldn't say detached from but you can kind of just, you're just not, you're no longer worrying about it. You're no longer thinking about it. It's just fun and you're having a good time and you're putting the paint onto it and you enjoy the feeling of the brush pressing down and you watch the colors getting on there. And I just love the whole process of it. Just the whole thing. It's so relaxing and it's so much fun and it's rewarding. It's rewarding. And if you enjoy stuff like that, I mean, why not do it? Why not? Doesn't take that long. And anyway, who's in a hurry? Bring that right around here. Okay, now that's part of the window frame back there. We got another leaf right here. And another stem that's right here. Now, both of these flowers, though, are going to be glued on. Just put that right in there. And this last little green leaf. So your darker blue, your lighter blue, a little bit of orange, make magenta, pink. Okay. He needs just a little bit more right there. Sometimes when you get it turned just right, you can see a little bit better. Okay, so what else needed to be done here? I need to paint you. Rinse that real good. It's got a lot of green in it there. Let's rinse that a little better. And let's not splash the water all over the flowers. Even though the flowers may need water. Not right now. Not right now, they don't need water. They need water-based paint. That's what they need. Water-based paint. Okay. Well, let's see. We're going to do that just like we did the other ones. We'll just do it in the orange. Just bring that around right like that. There we go. All right, so now we got that there. Just need to let it dry for a second, and then I'll put a little bit of the magenta on the top of that. While we're waiting on that to happen, let's see. We'll rinse him back off real quick. Since I'm kind of multi-flopping around back before this and back that, back over to this and back over to that. Get us a little more yellow. And we're just going to brighten this middle up a little more. That looks better. Gives it a little better feel to it. A little brighter. A little brighter look. Quit stressing about that, Janet. You know me. I gotta fix it. I gotta fix it, guys. I can't let it go. There we go. Let it go. Okay. Now a little lighter green. Gonna do the kind of the same thing here. Get me a little bit lighter green. And I really just need a drop of it. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny drop of it. Get it on here. Rub it off. Basically put it on. Rub it off. And we're going to add that. Onto the leaves. Just a little bit. Down a stem. On this leaf. Oh, gonna have to get a little more, Janet. Don't want too much, though. Don't want to get it too much looking on there. Okay, better wash my shirt. Should get it on my shirt. Don't want it on there neither. On the side of here. Let me get a little more. Just like light as a feather, really. Kind of just very lightly going over it. barely no paint. Ooh, that was a little much. That's all right, though. I don't mind. It looks all right to me. Put it right through there. Get a little more on you. A couple of lines here and there. Just to add a little bit of highlighting to it. All right, that looks good to me. Let's get us some of this here brown out. Oh, wait a minute. I am just that poor little flower. I'm so sorry. Let me help you. Get a little magenta. Rub it off, rub it off, rub it off, rub it off. And then we're gonna bring it down over the top of the tulip. There we go. All right. On to the brown. What brown am I using? Nutmeg. Nutmeg brown. Okay. I'm going to take this brown. Put it right here in the middle of this flower. And just kind of dotting it, patting it. You can still see the little circle it's cut out there, but I'm not really even too worried about that, honestly. Just sort of dotting it around it. Okay. Get this one. Just sort of patting it on there up to the side of the, I'm just sort of like taking it and just kind of pushing it down until it goes up to the edge of the circle with that brush. So there we go. Now all of them are filled in. This guy. Just filling in this little circle here with this. Let me pick it up and kind of move it. Scoot it around a little bit because I got to go this way. Okay. That filled that in pretty good. Okay. So now we've got that ready. We've got those done. We got to work on getting our window frame finished. Now, like I said, you could paint yours white. You could paint yours black. You could paint yours brown. I'm making mine to go with the little clubhouse. So I think for mine, I'm going to maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do mine in a black window frame, and that way it would show up real well in the little clubhouse. And then I can do little white outliney stuff to make it cute on there. Yeah. I don't know. Actually, I was going to show you a way that you would make, well, now I'm double thinking what I'm thinking. Double thinking what I'm thinking. Let's just go with the brown. I got the brown out. Already got the brown out. Gonna get my chip brush. I'm gonna scoot these guys out of the way. Chip brush makes it easy. And like I said, you don't got to worry about getting it onto that flower because that flower is going to be glued on there. You could do your window color in any color, actually. I saw one that was done in the aqua, and it was so pretty. It had like that, I don't know, sort of an ocean feel to it, I thought to myself. It was really pretty in the aqua color. But we'll make it a little more traditional looking. We'll go with the brown. Turn it this way. Get out of here. Just slapping this on here, guys. Actually, just sort of slapping it on. Until I get down to this area down here where I'm getting close to that green. Because this part doesn't matter. That flower is just going to be glued right on top of that. And I got to get it right in there. I'm going to use my little flat brush to get into those little spots right there. For now, I'm just using this for real quick coverage. But I'm also going to show you how you get a little farmhouse look with that too. And basically the same way we've been adding the shading to our flowers. But we'll do it with that chip brush. So I just kind of take it, lay it down, and start pushing paint. And push it right up into there. But now I don't want to get carried away, or I'll push it right up into something I don't want to. Okay, put that in there real quick, get my little brush out. And then we can just tidy up a couple of little spots right in here. Right at this top of this little flower. down to the top of the leaf. There's a spot right here that needs to have the windowsill painted. And right there next to this flower. And then right here also has to be brown. Or whatever color you're making your windowsill. Window frame. Because that's actually a frame. This is the sill. Whatever. We're getting technical now. I'm going to have to start using real terms and stuff. I'm going to have to get up and get out of here. There we go. Just get this right here. Okay. There's one little tiny spot right there. Little bitty piece of wood right there. That we'll just hit up with the brown while we're at it. Get around this leaf. Time are we at? This take us about an hour so far. Of course, I was fiddling around in the beginning, talking and messing around. Didn't get myself to painting. I need just a little bit more of that. Take this and stand it right up on its side and just go right in between that flower and that leaf. Really didn't even need to, but I did. I did it. I did it. Makes me think, it's shaking bacon. I helped. I don't know what's wrong with me, guys. I'm crazy. Pretty crazy. That's for sure. All right. So now we got that part of it done. We've got the windowsill kind of done here. We got to wait on it to dry. Wait on that to dry real fast. And let's see, I'm going to get me out a little bit of, just a little bit of black. And that way we can do a little bit of fancying it up on there. I need just a little bit of white out too, so that we can give it a little bit of highlights and pretty it up in different spots. Okay, so now that we've got all the colors on there, all the colors of the rainbow on there, we just need to finish up our frame area here, our window frame. Trying to wait on it to dry. Hurry, hurry, Brown. I'm going to get my black out. Maybe. There we go. And get some white out. And that ought to be enough, I would think. I would think. And then I'm going to get my chip brush again. Get it over here and shake this water so I don't get it all over my flowers. And this time I'm going to get this chip brush and I'm going to dip it into white. And I'm going to get just a little bit on the very tips of it. Just on the tippy end of the brush. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to rub it off on my paper over here until there's just about nothing on my brush. And then I'm just going to take it and drag it across here like this. Drag it across here. And it's going to give it, here, let me get a little more. It's going to give it a weathered look. Just a little bit. A little bit in this area. And a little bit right on the edges. Just kind of hit it up on the sides a little bit with that white. Okay. See how it kind of gives it a weathered look? By doing that to it, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell from there. Kind of gives a weathered look. With old, yeah, I age myself with all kinds of old commercial and TV show references all the time. People I work with tell me about it all the time. Yeah, I'm 1,000. Yeah, hung out with Fred and Barney. You know, we were all good buddies. Okay, so now I'm going to plug in my hot glue gun real quick. We're going to glue our little pieces on here. We aren't done yet, though. We're still going to do some little fun, swirly stuff. We're going to add some little fun to it here. I just want to put this over here to the edge for a second. See if it'll just stay without falling off of my table. Because we know how things are around here. They don't really like to stay without falling off the table. Everything likes to get crazy. Now we're going to be using our little round brush to do just some of the highlights and just little fun things on here. We're going to do that just as soon as I glue these little guys on. I like how that white kind of gives it an age look to it. Oh, there goes the door. Yeah, I like how that gives that a look. Well, thanks, Diane. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I think it looks really cute, too. All this color in the background kind of, you know, my piece of paper back here that's all been used 1,000 times kind of takes away from it. It makes it harder to see and to, like, sort of lift it up. And then you can see it looks pretty pretty. It looks pretty. It looks pretty. I like it. I'm liking it. Is that getting hot? Yeah, it is. Get that hot real quick, and we're going to glue these guys on, and then we're just going to put some little highlights around the outsides of it, some little shading and stuff, just to make it look cute. And we're going to call it a done deal then. Not too much more to do. Actually, I could probably, while we're waiting on that, I could probably work on a couple of little flowers and stuff, and we could do some of the little outlining, so forth. Let me see, we'll take this. Take the black, and then we're just going to kind of just sort of bring it up, and then we'll just sort of like maybe do a little line on this side and a line on that side, just like that. Looks a little odd at first, I know it does. That's all right. Bring this up over here. I'm going to call these just little fun lines. One right there. Maybe just a little bit going that way. Little shade on this side. Down here, down there. Same with this little fella. We'll just bring it up the edge on the side here. right up over there. Don't want to get it too thick, but we're just going to make some little lines on it there. Just want to have one on this side right there. And we'll go right up along the bottom of the rose, just like that. And then we're going to take this and we're just going to go right around this little swirly, just to make it show up a little bit better. Okay, and then we're going to do this just like on this little blue flower here. We're going to get him right down on that side, right there, a little bit there, a little spot there, a little spot there, and a little spot there. And then we're going to give him a couple of little dots in the middle. Just a couple of little dots of the black. There we go. Okay, so now let me turn it. Ah, I see what's happening here. The hot glue is ready. It's over here oozing itself, sort of like Oogie Boogie, and it's Oogie Boogie, and guys. Okay, let's see. He goes right. See it coming out. Stop it. Stringy thingy. He goes right there. So we're just going to put a nice glob of glue right there. And just put him right on the top of it. There we go. Pull that off of here. Okay. Let's get this little pink flower next. Let's see. Put us a nice glob of ookie glue right there. And let me see. Get these little 3 little humps together in the right spot right there. There he goes. I think that's the one that goes here. It is. Don't let your hot glue get cold. Look at how darn cute this thing is, guys. Look at how darn cute this is. I'm laughing like some kind of crazy guy. It is cute. I like it. It's a cute little window. Okay. Trying to make sure I'm not touching no black paint that's not dried yet. Okay, I'm going to unplug this. So, like I said, any glue at all, will glue it. It doesn't have to be hot glue. It could be any kind of glue. You can use Elmer's glue. You can use tacky glue. You can use super glue. You can use any kind of glue. Good old Elmer's glue will do it. Okay, back to where we were. Let's go back to the black. Let me turn it around before I end up using some other crazy color, because goodness knows, I just might. Okay, so now we've got these pretty yellow flowers, and we're just going to kind of like... And it doesn't have to be on the same side. It could be on any side you want to put it on. Just put some of the black around that, and then we'll just put a little on this side and a little on that side. Just like that. And then here we'll come over to this guy. And go around the rose. There we go, and put a little one underneath this side of the rose. And a little bit over here on this side. Just a little squiggly line. It don't matter if it's squiggly, it doesn't matter at all. Right there. A little bit right there at this end. Okay, let me put this back over here and put that hot glue thing out of the way. Now we're still just working with the black. We're just going to put just some little humps. Just like that. And we'll put a little line here and a little line there. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be right on it. It doesn't even matter. Okay, so this guy, we're just going to put some here and maybe put one here and under there and over here. And we'll put one on this side and one on that side. And some little dots in the middle of that blue one. Okay, here we get this guy still. Let me get a little more paint. Quit struggling with it. There we go. Got them glued on and now it's different. I can't get my hand in there. All right, over here. Come up that side. And then this would have right along here and right along there. Oh, and maybe at the bottom and over the top and on here. About like that. On here. Under the bottom of the stem. And about like that. Okay, so I think that that's probably enough of on the flowers themselves. But let's do a little bit of fun on the planter. So we'll put a little line right here. Another little line right here. Just using the black. Maybe a little line right through here. And we'll just put a small line right there. And we'll come down the side here. And then let's maybe make a dash, a dash, a dash, a short line, a dash, a dash, a dash, and another little short line. Couple more dashes and just bring it on over. Bring it down this side. About like that. Okay, we're going to flip it over here. And then like here in this part of the frame, we're just going to, here, let me wipe off some of that. That's too much. Just sort of maybe make a squiggly line here and a squiggly line there and a line going over there and one over here. Just making some little, not, you know, doesn't have to be big long one, or you can just sort of just making some lines, and you can even kind of give it some flair to it. It doesn't even have to be just a complete squiggly line. You can make it like that if you want to. It isn't going to hurt anything. Make a line that goes here, and a line goes right above it, just like that, and maybe another kind of squiggly looking line right there. Going across like that. So now we got all these little black lines in there. So we got all that. That looks great, hun. So let's use a little bit of white. Let's add a little highlight to things. So we're going to rinse this off. And doing the same kind of stuff, we're going to just do white now. So let's just say right here, I'm trying to make sure I'm not touching that. I'm just going to put that white line right there. And then right on the other side, I'm going to put a little white line. Just like that. Okay? Come over here and do the same thing. Except this time maybe I'll put the white line right there in the middle like a little smiley face. And then we'll just put the glob of white there, glob of white there. And I get a little more. These are your just fun little whimsical lines that just sort of brighten up your painting, just kind of bring it to life and make it all kind of pop and come together. That's what this is for. This is sort of like, it just makes things pop. Okay, so now for here, we're just going to take this and just maybe go right along the inside right there like that. Right along the outside of there. And maybe we make a couple of lines just going that way a little bit. Right on the other side of that green. Right on the other side. Let me kind of tilt this. So here we'll just put it right at the top. Up there. Up here. A little bit there. Right there. Right there. Going up right here. Let's put some right along there. This side. You're kind of just filling in other little areas with the white now. The top side of the stem. The bottom side of the stem had the black on it, so the top side of the stem will have the white on it. The top side of the leaf will have the white on it. We'll do a little bit of light right back in here and right underneath the rose. We'll make a little light, and then maybe just a little shine coming down the side. With this little pink guy, we're going to just maybe do like a W. Another W over there. And then we'll just put a big old white right in the middle of that right there. Okay, let's look at these little blue flowers. Whoop, right along the side, right along that side, right along there, right along there, right along there, right along there, and then just a push of white right in the middle of it. Here we're going to have it here, right along the outside of there, right along the outside of there. And we'll put just a glob of it right on that side of it. Just pick any side. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of going in the opposite spots where I didn't have the black. Right there. Right over here. And then we'll just kind of do a little line of white there. Little line of white right there. Maybe one at the top of this. Right at the top of that. It doesn't really look like a line. That looks more like a glob. So let's make that look more like a line. That's helpful. And we'll just kind of bring this here. What's wrong with that? I'm getting enough on my brush. Bring this over. And then maybe do a dash. And a dash. And a dash. And a line. And maybe a dash. And a dash. And another dash. And another line. Turn this way. Just adding some little squiggles in here. There, that's better. There, that's better. Just some little squiggly lines in here on the side. About like that. And you know what, guys? I think this little thing's done. I think it turned out really cute, honestly. Kind of cracks me up. It's sweet. Here, let me get you zoomed back out there. All right. Well, I appreciate you joining me tonight. Diane, I'll send you a little message in regards to this. I appreciate you guys joining me. Thank you so much. I'll see you again real soon. Bye.